Welcome, fellow adventurers. We have just arrived on the South Island of New Zealand, and this is day 136, and we are in Picton. I got up early today so I could follow the ship going through the Queen Charlotte Sound. Picton is a charming seaside town at the head of the Queen Charlotte Sound. It took about an hour and a half for the ship to travel from the start of the sound till we arrived in Picton. We were told that it would be a picturesque landscape of rolling green mountains and clouded skies, and it did not disappoint. Picton is a very small town, and we were traveling about 15 minutes away to the Marlborough wine country, which is the home to New Zealand's largest wine region. In fact, it produces about 77% of all of New Zealand's wines and an amazing 90% of New Zealand's Sauvignon Blanc. On our way, there were rolling hills with all kinds of animals, including sheep and cattle. One thing I haven't mentioned before is a major export from New Zealand is pine trees. And both in the North and South Island, there are acres and acres of pine trees that they plant and raise for about 25 years, and then they clear cut these trees for export. Driving in both the North and South Islands of New Zealand, you see logging trucks bringing these logs to all of the different ports. I will show you one of the areas in the port in Picton where they have logs waiting to be put on ships for export. When we arrived in the Marlboro Valley, the guide had told us that they had just finished the harvest, and many of the vines had been already pruned back and cleaned up, and some of them still had their leaves on them, a beautiful amber color. The first winery we came to was St. Clare, and we had tasted several of their different whites, including a lovely rosé. Next, we went to Hunter's Winery, and the vintner here had gone to Europe and won the highest honors ever. After that, we went to a candy factory where we bought some English toffee and caramel corn and other types of chocolates. Next was our lunch stop, and we went to another winery, Highfield Winery, and there was a restaurant there with a French chef, and the food was absolutely excellent. We climbed the tower in the winery about 4 stories high, and there was a view of the whole Marlboro Valley. And I got some awesome pictures there because you could see all of the different vineyards, and it was quite beautiful. As we drove off, we saw an awful lot of sheep around the vines, and they worked together with the vintners to have the sheep come in after they have pruned back the vines, and they eat a lot of the leftover foliage so that they don't have to pay somebody to come in and clean it up. Next stop, we went to a store that sold Manuka Honey. This area is very well known for the Manuka Honey because it has a very special type of tree that the bees go to, and it has extremely high medicinal properties with this Manuka Honey that comes from New Zealand. After tasting several honeys, we bought some of the Manuka Honey as well as other types of honey as well. Going back towards Picton, the driver went to a very high lookout area so we could get some other pictures of the beautiful Queen Charlotte Sound. All in all, we had the best day ever with friends enjoying the beautiful countryside, good wine, good food, good chocolate. You know, it can't get much better than this. Tonight, we are leaving New Zealand, and we are on our way to the islands of Tonga.
In closing, my wish for you is that you will love
abundantly. Protect your health and be adventurous for life. You are beautiful. Let your light shine. Aloha.